Mentors, this is Danielle. I'm here to talk about what happens in month two for mentees. So, the theme of month two is how to effectively manage your time. So, as a reminder, month one was all about introduction and informal goal setting. So, in the second month, they move on to this all important idea of time management, something we all, I think, are interested in and would love to know how to do better. So, in terms of what their warm up is for the second month first meeting, they're asked to think about their bucket list. And again, like I said before, that 2 to 3 minutes might change depending on how many mentees you have. But they're asked to share 3 to 5 things they have or would put on their bucket list and why those things are important to them. So, again, warm ups are just meant to be fun, get people in a more kind of casual place where they feel more comfortable talking and sharing. It's only 5 to 10 minutes, shouldn't last very long. And then you move on to the discussion. So, what mentees are asked to do before this particular session is they're asked to look at a document called Acknowledging Time Management Problems and Solution. And they're asked to identify 3 of the time management problems listed on this document. So just to show you this document that I've got that I made, it talks about, you know, time management in general, time management tips, and then it goes into the yellow are the highlighted yellow are the problems, and obviously the green are the solutions. So they look through this document, right, and you can see some of these you might already be able to identify with or understand. But right, we've got procrastination, fear of failure, perfectionism, overscheduling, distractibility, and then it gives solutions. So mentees are asked to kind of look through this and identify 3 of these time management problems that they might identify with, and um, and think about, what is it about those time management issues that they struggle with and why? And have they tried to overcome them and surmount them? And in what ways have they tried? And why do they think they didn't work? Right. So they're kind of reflecting. Again, reflection is key, but really thinking about what is not working for them, and are these things that they want to continue to try to get better at. So, and right, as usual, your job is to facilitate a discussion with them about this. Um, let's talk about, what you identified. Maybe it'll be interesting to see of those problems listed on that document. How, is there going to be a variety, or will they all choose three very similar time management problems? So that's the first thing they do. Again, wrap up and post meeting work is very similar. So moving on to the second meeting of the second month in time management. Their warm up this time is called It's a Mystery Part 1, because each mentees will share one thing about which they've really wanted to know. So they're asked to kind of think about, what are some things you've really wanted to know about? And of course, I always put in the caveat, make sure it's appropriate. It's nothing that will make your mentor or mentees feel uncomfortable about. It's not vulgar or anything like that. And once they've shared, one of their peers should volunteer to research their question, and then the following week, the next session, not the following week, sorry, the next session, um, in part 2 of It's a Mystery, they will come back with an answer to their peer about that thing they've always really wanted to know about. So that's the warm up for month 2, meeting 2. In the discussion, mentees were asked to, in their worksheet, to again reflect on those 3 time management problems from this acknowledging time management problems and solutions document, and write a realistic implementation plan for improving those areas of time management in their lives. So this is probably the most experiential thing that it's the only experiential thing they're going to do in the cohort mentorship program. So they're going to write a realistic implementation plan for improving those areas of time management in their lives, and then until the next mentoring session, mentees are going to be asked to implement these time management goals that they write. So you want to use the discussion portion of the session to talk with them about how realistic their goals are, what happens if they fail, right? So just kind of working with them and talking to them about, you know, what are those 3 time management problems you identified? What are some of the, what are your implementation plans? What are you going to do if you fail? What are you going to do if you succeed? And so it's all about kind of helping them prepare for this experiential, in theory, next 2 weeks where they're going to be implementing this. And I do have this highlighted in here. Note that until your next meeting, your mentees will be working to implement the goals they set for themselves regarding time management. So I really like this part of the module because they're not just talking about doing things, and they're not just talking about goals, and they're not just talking about here's how I think I want to implement things. They're actually collectively talking about actual implementation, and then in theory they're supposed to be then going out into their lives and implementing those. So, and then at the next session, then obviously discussion will take place about that. So that's the purpose of the second module on effectively managing time. So that's it for now, and I'll be back with a video on month 3.